Ever found yourself pausing at the bottom of the stairs, wondering why they suddenly feel like Mount Everest? Or maybe you've noticed that getting up from your favorite armchair isn't the swift, easy motion it used to be, even though you're doing your best to eat right and stay active. You're ticking all the boxes: healthy meals, regular exercise, trying to do everything by the book. Yet your legs seem to be staging a quiet rebellion, feeling weaker, achiever, and less reliable. Is this just the inevitable march of time, or could there be a hidden saboteur in your daily routine? Something so unexpected it's almost unbelievable. Prepare to be surprised, because sometimes the issue isn't what you're failing to do, but something you're actively doing, completely unaware of the potential harm. We've been told our whole lives that fruits are nature's candy, pure, wholesome, and incredibly beneficial. And for the most part, that's true. But here's a crucial piece of the puzzle that often gets overlooked, especially for those of us navigating our vibrant senior years. Not all fruits are created equal when it comes to aging bodies. In fact, some of the very fruits we cherish and consume weekly, believing we're making the best choice, could be quietly undermining your leg strength, inflaming your joints, and making every step a little more challenging. This isn't just about general health. This is about specific fruits that, despite their healthy halo, might be directly contributing to weaker legs, compromised balance, and reduced mobility. If you're over 60 and value your independence, your strength, and your ability to move freely and without pain, you absolutely cannot afford to miss what I'm about to share. This could be the vital information your body has been silently screaming for. As we journey through life, our bodies undergo a remarkable series of transformations. Our metabolism, once a roaring furnace, begins to burn a little less fiercely. Circulation, the vital river that nourishes our cells, might not flow with the same youthful vigor. This means that foods we once processed with ease can start to have very different effects. It's a subtle shift, but a profound one. This is especially true for certain fruits. While they burst with vitamins and natural sweetness, some harbor compounds, like specific types of acids or high concentrations of particular sugars, that can interact with our aging physiology in ways we rarely consider. They might taste innocent, look beautiful on our plates, but beneath the surface, they can trigger responses like blood sugar fluctuations, increased inflammation in sensitive joints, and a gradual sapping of strength from our legs. The truly tricky part? This damage isn't usually immediate or obvious. It's a slow, creeping erosion of strength and comfort. You might not feel a sudden jolt of pain after eating a particular fruit. Instead, it's a gradual accumulation, a subtle tightening in your knees after a short walk, a persistent, dull ache in your thighs or calves that feel heavy and unresponsive. It's the kind of change you might initially dismiss as just getting older, until one day you realize your mobility is significantly compromised. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on 7 such fruits that those over 60, especially if you're keen on protecting your legs from this kind of stealthy deterioration, should seriously reconsider. Once you understand the science, your fruit bowl might never look the same. Let's begin with a fruit that's often celebrated for its vibrant taste and, ironically, its anti-inflammatory properties, the pineapple. Juicy, tropical, and wonderfully sweet, pineapple contains an enzyme called bromelain, which has indeed been lauded for its ability to combat inflammation. This sounds perfect, right? Especially for seniors who might be dealing with a bit of joint stiffness. However, here's where the narrative takes an unexpected turn. For individuals over 60, pineapple might, in some cases, act as a silent instigator of the very issues it's thought to alleviate. The core of the problem lies in pineapple's potent combination of natural sugars and fairly strong acids. As we age, our blood vessels tend to become more delicate, and our body's response to sugar influxes can change. When you consume pineapple, even with its inherent health benefits, you're introducing a significant rush of natural sugar into your bloodstream. This can cause a rapid spike in blood sugar levels. For an aging circulatory system, these frequent spikes can be problematic. The small, intricate blood vessels that supply vital oxygen and nutrients to your legs, feet, and muscles can sustain cumulative damage from these surges. Over time, As circulation to these areas potentially diminishes, you might start noticing symptoms like unexplained swelling in your ankles, a persistent feeling of weariness in your legs, or a dull, dragging ache after even a short stroll. Your knees might feel unusually stiff when you stand up, or your ankles might throb even after a day spent mostly sitting. Furthermore, that acidic nature of pineapple, while contributing to its tangy appeal, can be an irritant for those who already have underlying inflammatory conditions like arthritis. Think of it as gently fanning embers that are already smoldering in your knees, hips, or ankles. Some individuals report a sensation of heaviness in their legs after eating pineapple, as if their inherent strength is being subtly drained. It's also worth noting that bromelain, the very enzyme praised for its benefits, can sometimes interact with certain medications, particularly blood thinners, potentially making them either too potent or less effective. The most insidious part is that pineapple's impact isn't usually dramatic or immediate. There's no glaring warning sign. It's a quiet, cumulative effect, slowly chipping away until you realize that moving isn't as easy as it once was. Many seniors, unknowingly, could be contributing to their leg weakness by regularly consuming a fruit they believe is solely beneficial. While completely shunning pineapple might not be necessary for everyone, if you've been experiencing chronic leg pain or unexplained swelling, moderating your intake and observing how your body responds is a very wise step. The impact, though subtle, can be very real. Next on our list is a fruit almost universally recognized as a go-to for energy and muscle health: the banana. Soft, sweet, and packed with potassium, bananas are often recommended to athletes for preventing cramps and supporting muscle function. They seem like the ideal, gentle snack for people of all ages. However, when we look specifically at the physiology of older adults, the story of the banana becomes a bit more complex. Bananas are quite rich in naturally occurring sugars and carbohydrates that are digested relatively quickly. For seniors whose bodies may already be grappling with maintaining stable blood sugar levels or dealing with insulin sensitivity, this can be a challenge. When you eat a banana, these sugars can lead to a fairly rapid increase in your blood sugar. If this happens frequently, it can contribute to a cycle where your body struggles to manage insulin effectively, potentially leading to weakened circulation over the long term and an increase in systemic inflammation. What does this mean for your legs? You might experience a noticeable heaviness in your legs, particularly after meals that include banana. Your calves might feel unusually stiff, or you might develop a dull, persistent ache when you're walking or attempting to climb stairs. These aren't acute, sharp pains, but rather a slow, encroaching discomfort that can make daily activities feel more strenuous. But there's another layer to consider. Bananas can also, for some individuals, promote fluid retention. This is particularly relevant for those who might have underlying cardiac sensitivities or conditions where fluid balance is crucial. The result? You might notice increased swelling in your feet and ankles, and your joints might feel stiffer and less pliable. It's a silent impact. You reach for a banana thinking you're doing your muscles a favor, bolstering your potassium levels, but you could, in fact, be unintentionally contributing to a situation that makes your legs feel weaker and movement more labored. The unfortunate reality is that over time, regular consumption of bananas might exacerbate pain and make getting around more difficult. But this effect won't typically be felt right after eating one. It's the cumulative load. If your legs frequently feel heavy, achy, or you notice persistent swelling, it's worth taking a closer look at the fruits on your plate, including the seemingly innocuous banana. They might not be as universally friendly to aging bodies as commonly believed. Let's turn our attention to grapes. Small, juicy, and incredibly easy to snack on, grapes often seem like the perfect harmless treat. They're lauded for their antioxidant content, often linked with heart health, and generally regarded as a wholesome choice. However, what many people, especially seniors, might not realize is that these innocent-looking little spheres can be a source of moderate leg pain, contribute to joint stiffness, and trigger inflammation. The primary concern with grapes, particularly when consumed in larger quantities, is their fructose content. Fructose is a type of sugar that is processed differently by the body than glucose. It's primarily metabolized in the liver, and when consumed in excess, it can be converted into fat and, significantly, uric acid. This is where the potential for leg and joint discomfort begins. If your liver becomes overwhelmed by a large fructose load, which can easily happen with a generous bunch of grapes, uric acid levels in your bloodstream can rise. This excess uric acid doesn't just float around harmlessly, it can crystallize and deposit in your joints. The common sites for these deposits are the smaller joints, like those in your toes, ankles, and sometimes even your knees. The result? You might experience sporadic episodes of burning pain, aching sensations, or noticeable swelling in these areas. It can make even light walking feel challenging due to that persistent nagging ache. Have you ever woken up with a sudden sharp pain in your big toe, or found your calves unexpectedly stiff for no apparent reason? Something as simple as regularly enjoying a bowl full of grapes could be contributing to elevated uric acid levels. Beyond uric acid, fructose itself can contribute to a state of chronic, low-grade inflammation throughout your body. This systemic inflammation can manifest as increased rigidity in your joints, a feeling of pressure, and slower, more deliberate movements. And because grapes are so small and easy to eat, it's incredibly easy to overdo it. You start nibbling, and before you know it, 1 or 2 cups are gone, and that sugar load adds up quickly. So, while grapes might seem like a perfectly healthy snack for aging bodies, especially those prone to joint issues or sensitive to sugar fluctuations, they might be gradually weakening your legs, reducing flexibility, and diminishing overall comfort. It's crucial to be mindful of portion sizes and to observe if your grape consumption correlates with increased stiffness or joint discomfort. That sweetness can, unfortunately, hide a more complicated reality. Watermelon, the very emblem of summer refreshment, light, juicy, and celebrated for its hydrating properties. It seems like the ultimate guilt-free pleasure. How could this watery marvel possibly be doing any harm, especially to your legs? It sounds almost counterintuitive, doesn't it? Everyone leans on watermelon as a fantastic way to stay hydrated, and indeed it's mostly water, relatively low in calories, and feels inherently safe. But here's the crucial detail that often gets missed. Watermelon has a surprisingly high glycemic index. This means that, much like sugary sweets or refined carbohydrates, it can cause your blood sugar levels to spike quite rapidly after you eat it. For seniors, whose bodies may already be less efficient at managing these sugar surges, these frequent spikes can inflict serious cumulative strain, and your legs can bear the brunt of it. Let me explain. When your blood sugar rises quickly, your body releases insulin to manage it. However, as our bodies age, insulin regulation can become less efficient, and cells can become more resistant to insulin's effects. The outcome? Increased inflammation, particularly in areas that might already have compromised circulation. And yes, that often includes your knees, ankles, and calves. You might experience a distinct tiredness in your legs shortly after eating watermelon, a dull soreness even during short walks, or persistent swelling around your ankles that doesn't seem to have a clear cause. Suddenly, climbing a simple flight of stairs can feel like scaling a significant incline. Watermelon, with its delicate, almost ethereal texture, acts like a beautiful trap. It's so juicy and refreshing that it's incredibly easy to consume a lot of it in one sitting. One generous slice quickly turns into 2, and then perhaps a third, all the while amplifying the sugar stress and the subsequent inflammatory response in your body. It's a misleading sensation. You feel like you're just drinking water and getting hydrated, but internally, your blood sugar is on a roller coaster. Your circulation might be taking a hit, and your legs could be suffering the consequences. So the question becomes, is watermelon truly keeping seniors optimally hydrated, or is each sweet, juicy bite subtly increasing the discomfort and difficulty of movement? If you're a regular watermelon consumer and have noticed your legs feeling more exhausted or achy lately, it might be time to reconsider its prominent place in your diet, or at least be very mindful of portion sizes. Oranges, bright, fragrant, and almost synonymous with a healthy breakfast and a robust immune system. They're a staple in juices, a go-to for a vitamin C boost, and generally considered a cornerstone of healthy eating. Who would suspect this beloved citrus fruit could have a downside, especially for seniors striving to maintain their joint health and mobility? Yet for those over 60, oranges can conceal an uncomfortable truth. Lurking behind that zesty, sunny glow is an acidic quality that your joints might not appreciate. Oranges are, by their very nature, high in citric acid. While this might seem perfectly normal and harmless, this acidity can quietly irritate your joints, particularly if you're already managing conditions like arthritis, general stiffness, or pre-existing inflammation in your body. Think about the subtle but persistent ways this can manifest. Perhaps you've noticed a chronic ache in your hips that seems to linger, or your legs feel unusually sore after sitting for an extended period. Maybe there's a gradual increase in swelling around your joints, or your morning routine is marked by a slow, creeping stiffness in your knees that makes getting out of bed a more deliberate process. You might chalk it up to simply getting older, but it's possible that your healthy morning habit of enjoying an orange or a glass of orange juice could be inadvertently exacerbating the very discomfort you're trying to avoid. Here's a closer look at what can happen. The citric acid in oranges doesn't just affect your stomach, it can be absorbed into your bloodstream. From there, it can potentially aggravate the sensitive tissues within and around your joints. When this acidity is combined with the fruit's natural sugars, it can also contribute to fluctuations in blood sugar levels. The result? A potential for increased inflammation throughout the body, with your knees, ankles, and calves often becoming noticeable hotspots. This inflammation can make every stride feel heavier and more painful. While younger individuals with more resilient systems might process oranges without issue, for older adults with aging joints and potentially more sensitive circulatory systems, the impact can be quite different and more pronounced. The most challenging aspect is the deeply ingrained perception of oranges as purely beneficial. You consume them with the firm belief that you're doing something good for your body, but as you now understand, they might not be fully supporting your joint well-being in your senior years. Now, let's consider green apples. With their crisp texture and tart flavor, they often project an image of clean, natural goodness. Many people, particularly health-conscious seniors, perceive them as a healthier alternative to sweeter fruits, assuming their lower perceived sweetness means less sugar and fewer problems. They certainly seem like a safe, low-impact snack. However, most are unaware that even green apples can quietly contribute to leg pain, stiffness, and a general feeling of weariness in older individuals. The challenge with green apples stems from a duo of factors: malic acid, and yes, still a notable amount of hidden natural sugar. Let's address the malic acid first. This is the acid that gives green apples their characteristic sour, tangy taste. While it can offer certain benefits for younger, more robust digestive systems, it can sometimes be a source of irritation for older adults whose digestive tracts and bodily tissues might be more sensitive. When malic acid enters the system, particularly in concentrated amounts from raw apples, it has the potential to irritate tissues, and this can extend to the linings of your joints. As we age, the integrity of our gut lining can become more permeable, and substances that once passed through without issue might now trigger a low-grade inflammatory response. Some older individuals report experiencing a distinct, sometimes nagging discomfort in their hips or thighs after regularly consuming green apples. Others describe a noticeable rigidity in their knees or even a subtle sensation of heat in their feet. It often starts slowly as a minor inconvenience, but as the acidic exposure accumulates, the discomfort can become more persistent and noticeable. Then there's the sugar content. While green apples are certainly less sweet to the taste than their red counterparts, they still contain a significant amount of natural sugars. For older adults whose metabolisms might process sugars less efficiently, this can lead to those undesirable swings in blood sugar levels. The consequence for your legs can be tired, heavy-feeling calves, an increase in nighttime leg cramps that disrupt your sleep, a general stiffness when you wake up in the morning, or a feeling of weakness when tackling stairs or even gentle inclines. The most problematic aspect is that green apples are frequently consumed raw, often as a quick snack, sometimes even close to bedtime. This means the body is continually exposed to these compounds. So, despite their seemingly pure and healthful appearance, green apples might be subtly making walking more difficult, stiffening your joints, and making your evenings more restless, particularly for aging bodies that deserve gentle, supportive nutrition. Finally, let's talk about a fruit that is almost universally adored for its luscious sweetness and rich, tropical flavor, the mango. Soft, juicy, and almost candy-like in its natural taste, mangoes are a treat that many people, especially during warmer months, find irresistible. But here's the unvarnished truth for older adults who might already be contending with leg pain, joint weakness, or concerns about blood sugar management. Mangoes can be one of the most problematic fruits on the list. Why? The primary reason is their incredibly high concentration of natural sugar. We're not talking about a subtle sweetness here. A ripe mango delivers a significant sugar rush that can cause your blood sugar levels to spike rapidly and dramatically. If you're under 30 and physically active, your body can often handle this kind of surge with relative ease. However, after the age of 60, your metabolism undergoes significant changes, and your body's ability to process large amounts of sugar efficiently often diminishes. That intense sugar surge from a mango can lead to a sharp insulin spike, often followed by a crash, creating a roller coaster effect that your system finds stressful. Every time this happens, your body can respond by increasing inflammation, often deep within your joints and in the soft tissues surrounding your knees, hips, and ankles. You might experience this as a burning sensation in your toes, a persistent tingling in your extremities that doesn't seem to go away, noticeable swelling around your feet, especially in the evening, or a creeping heaviness in your legs that makes movement feel laborious. If you have any underlying nerve sensitivity or neuropathy, these effects can be even more pronounced. Mango, much like watermelon, often doesn't feel like a heavy or substantial food. It tastes light, refreshing, and incredibly pleasant, making it very easy to consume a large portion or even a whole mango in one sitting. This, of course, exacerbates the sugar load and the subsequent inflammatory response. The trick is that the sensation of lightness is meaningless to your body. It's the actual sugar content that triggers the internal reaction. Over time, this can contribute to unstable feeling legs, increased joint pain, and slower, more cautious walking. Many seniors understandably view mangoes as a delightful natural treat, and while they are indeed natural, natural doesn't automatically equate to healthy or suitable for aging joints and potentially compromised circulatory systems. Understanding this distinction is key. Now that we've unveiled some of the fruits that might be subtly working against your leg health, it's crucial to pivot to the positive. What should you be eating? The good news is that nature also provides an abundance of fruits that can actively combat inflammation, lessen joint pain, and promote strong, resilient legs. Eating the right fruits isn't just about satisfying a sweet craving, it's about actively nurturing and healing your body. Let's start with the superstars of the fruit world for joint health, berries. Think blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, and strawberries. These small but mighty fruits are packed with powerful anti-inflammatory compounds and antioxidants. Crucially, they are relatively low in sugar and have a gentler impact on blood sugar levels compared to the fruits we've just discussed. Their real magic for your legs lies in their ability to support and enhance circulation, especially to the extremities. By improving blood flow and reducing systemic inflammation, berries can help lessen swelling, combat stiffness, and encourage smoother, more comfortable movement. Next up, consider cherries, but perhaps enjoy these a bit more sparingly, focusing on tart cherries if possible. Cherries, particularly tart varieties, contain compounds that have been shown to help lower uric acid levels in the body. This is incredibly beneficial for reducing the risk of gout flare-ups and alleviating general joint discomfort that can stem from uric acid buildup. They can help soothe those burning sensations in your knees and toes and ease aching joints. Even a small handful of cherries, enjoyed regularly, can make a noticeable difference for some. Then there's the creamy, rich avocado. Yes, botanically speaking, it's a fruit, and it's one of the best you can choose for maintaining healthy, lubricated joints. Why? Avocados are loaded with healthy monounsaturated fats. These fats play a crucial role in cushioning your joints and reducing internal inflammation. Moreover, avocados have a very low sugar content and can actually help with insulin regulation, leading to more consistent energy levels without those problematic blood sugar swings. If you're looking for something gentle and easy to digest, give papaya a try. This soft tropical fruit contains enzymes like papain, which are known for their ability to aid digestion and, importantly, reduce inflammation throughout the body. It's typically very easy on the stomach and kind to aging joints, making it a soothing and beneficial choice. And let's not forget pears. Eaten in moderation, especially if paired with a little protein or fiber to slow sugar absorption, pears can offer a touch of sweetness without being overwhelming. They provide a good source of fiber and can give you a steady release of energy without putting undue stress on your legs or your blood sugar regulation. Each of these fruits works with your body, not against it. They aim to soothe, to nourish, and to support rather than to irritate or inflame. They can help your body find vitality, equilibrium, and a sense of calm rather than contributing to swelling or discomfort. Remember, it's not just about eating any fruit. It's about consciously choosing the right fruits for your current stage of life. Fruits that genuinely benefit your body, promote joint health, and support strong, capable legs. When you start making these deliberate, informed choices, you'll very likely begin to notice a wonderful difference. Mornings might feel clearer, movement smoother, and your steps firmer and more confident. If you've journeyed with me this far, it tells me something incredibly important. You genuinely care about your health, your strength, and your future. And I want you to hear this message loud and clear. It is absolutely not too late to make changes. It is not too late to feel better, and you are most certainly not alone in this experience. Growing older brings wisdom and perspective, but it can also bring physical challenges. The gradual onset of pain, the creeping stiffness, the subtle fear of a fall, these things can sometimes make you feel like your body is slowly letting you down or even betraying you. But here's the powerful truth. You have far more control than you might think. Reclaiming your comfort and mobility isn't always about drastic measures or complicated regimens. Often, it's about making sensible, small, informed adjustments. One choice, one meal, and yes, even one fruit at a time. The fruits we've discussed today as potentially problematic aren't inherently bad foods for everyone all the time. However, they might not be the best choice for your body right now, given the unique needs of aging. And that's perfectly okay. Recognizing this isn't about deprivation, it's about empowerment. Growing older doesn't mean you have to resign yourself to discomfort or diminished capacity. The goal is to become more discerning, more attuned to how different foods affect you, and to choose wisely. When you begin to eat with this heightened awareness, consciously selecting foods, including fruits that actively support your joints, enhance your circulation, and build your strength, you will see a difference. Imagine lighter steps, smoother mornings, increased flexibility, and significantly less pain. That's not a pipe dream, it's a very achievable reality. This journey is about embracing vitality and freedom, not succumbing to fear or limitations. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What was the biggest surprise for you in today's discussion? What's one small change you feel inspired to make after learning this? Please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments section below. Your insights not only help you solidify your own understanding, but can also inspire and support others in our community. Let's learn from each other and uplift one another, because sharing our journeys truly makes us all stronger. If this video has helped you or even just opened your eyes a little, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps more people discover this important information. And to make sure you don't miss out on future insights that could significantly improve your health and well-being, be sure to subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell. Thank you for investing your time with me today. Stay resilient, stay watchful, and remember, your independence and vitality are precious. Carry them with strength and knowledge.